Hey guys, Tyler here, your Puzzle Master Insider, and today I'll be giving you an inside look at a metal puzzle from Claude Constantin called NSP, or Nail Super Plus. NSP, or Nail Super Plus, from Claude Constantin is a heavy-duty puzzle. It's got these two bent nails that are bent around each other. They are stainless steel, and this puzzle is very heavy. Unlike some of the other metal puzzles we have, this one will not be bent. Like I said, they are bent nails, but they will not be bent by hand. I promise you that. You could not be forcing this one, unlike some of the other wire stuff. It is similar in some ways to the tangled nails that we have, but from Puzzle Master, but this is definitely a whole nother level of that. It is significantly harder, significantly more heavy duty, and just very interesting. The objective of NSP is to separate the two pieces and then put them back together. So you want to get these apart and then put them back together. And I'll tell you this, getting back together was the part I found vastly more difficult. NSP is a level 8 on the Puzzle Master difficulty rating scale, which runs from 5 to 10. I personally, though, would say that this is more than a level 8. I would put this at least at a level 9, just because there's so many awkward moves that are different angles, and as much as it doesn't look very complicated, that's kind of part of the beauty of this. It doesn't look complex, but it is very difficult. It took me a good couple hours figuring this out. And even working with Alan, the Puzzle Master there, we had some trouble getting it, because I mean, for 1 minute you'd get the solution and then not really be aware of how you did that, and then come back and you'd forget, and it just, there's so many different moves, so many different angles, and so many little things that make all the difference in doing the solution to this puzzle. Next, I'll show you the solution. If you aren't interested in seeing this, then please stop the video here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, so let's show the solution here to this NSP. Now, like I said, there's a lot of detail in this puzzle that when you see this done, it's if you don't do any little things, like it's just slight moves that make all the difference in this puzzle. And that was the part of the difficulty in learning this solution, was trying to get all those little things and figure them out. You can write this stuff down, but I mean, how clear is it in a graphic? You need video and you need explanation, and that's where I'm glad you guys are watching this, and I hope that I can walk you through and figure this out, and it won't take you as long and as much frustration as it did me getting this puzzle done. Okay, so what I want to start actually by explaining is there's loops here. So there's a loop here, and I'll call this the small loop. So it's the one running from the head around. And so that's the small loop. And then the next loop right up here is this bend here. And I'm going to call that the big loop. So that's the small loop is here, running from the head around. So that's your small loop. The big loop is here. And then up here you got the point. So I just want to start by being clear about what I'm calling each thing, I guess. And so what you got to do in this is there's a funny first move here to get them going. And so what you want to do is you want to bring the two heads kind of as far as you can, and then there's this weird, I gotta find it here. There's this weird move where you kind of twist right there. So you kind of want that loop to lift up a bit, and so you're gonna bring, where is it here now? I'm having trouble finding it again. There it is. So you're gonna separate the two pieces like that. Okay, so it's like that move, and then while doing that, you're going to be moving these together. So it's like this weird flex out and towards, and then they kind of pass by each other, and that gets you right here. So I'll show you that again, just because it's a weird move. So you got them hooked like that, and then you're going to do that, like, so bring these down and together. And so in that coordinated move, you're going to bring them like that, and that allows you to pass essentially the heads, and you can see it better maybe here, the heads will pass by each other. So, right, they kind of hit that gap as you spin. So again, it's I got it backwards, so there's that spin move there, and it gets you there. So then the heads kind of connect there, and then from there, what you'll do is you'll take the one and you'll spin it down. So you're going to kind of bring it forward and spin it down and around, and that gets you so that this big loop and the small loop are connected then. So you got the big loop on one side and the small loop on the other. And so I'll just show you that one more time. It's coming up through here. So you've got it where the heads are hooked, and you bring it around and down, and you bring in that point through small loop there. And that gets you, again, small loop, big loop, hooked. Now from there, this is the one that I kind of, coming back actually, to take it off. This is the one that screwed me up. But so what you'll do is you'll take the one with the small loop, where the small loop is the part hooked. You'll bring that one over, and then you're going to pull, and you're going to put this the point on the other side, so on the other side of that head. So you don't want it, you can't have that point on the inside of the head. You want to be on the outside of that head this way. So you bring it around on the outside of that head and spin this one. And now here's another part. You want to make sure that the head on the one you're spinning comes on the inside of that other head. So essentially the two heads will be passing right by each other, but you don't want it to pass on the outside, and actually I guess you can't. So you want it to pass on the inside of that head and bring it around. And then from there you're going to bring, and you're going to do this like kind of slide move here, where this head from the one you just spun slides by the other head. And so again, so your heads are together there. You're going to do this slide by. And then from there, what you can do is you, fairly simple from there, you just kind of, you get this point on this one, and you bring it so you can just slide it around the frame, right? So that slide around there, and then you see you got so going from the heads being together, you spin it, and you get it there, and then you slide it around and off. And so that's getting it off. So that's, in my opinion, that's the easiest part. And then we'll put them back together. Now I had to kind of figure out a process here. I mean, you could do it like I just showed you there in reverse, but I found a better process for this, for me at least, was to take the one. So you want to hold the one so that the point is facing up, and you take the other one, and you're going to slide that point here, so the point, the space between the points pass there, and then you're going to spin that one around, and then that gets you here to the point where you have that point hooked there and this point facing. So you want both points, and it's important. So like what got me before is I would do this and then put it backwards, and I think it has to be this way. So you have it hooked there, and then from there, this is the move right here that got me every time. So once you've got that point like that, you want to take and you want to bring this head down, and bring the head from the one on the top. So with that top one, bring that head inside the point there. And so it allows you to get the head head inside that point, and then you're going to bring this one up. So that's why if you come down and this head's below, like you got to be above. So if you're looking at it this way, you got to be above the head, above the point, and you're going to bring that end up and around, and then it allows you to have the heads kind of by each other here. So I'll show you that again. So we're holding it up. You bring that head down through the point and make sure so the head is above the point, and then around. And you kind of lift up the big loop on this one up and over, and allows you to spin that one all the way around, and so you get to where the heads are touching each other here. And then from there, you want to bring that head on the outside here, so it's on the outside of that one. And then this is that move that we did before again, but you go in the opposite direction. Now these heads are kind of have this pattern on the top, the texture almost, and that texture wants to grab. So this is probably the tightest or hardest of the moves in terms of just getting them by each other. So you're going to spin that and around, so that nail path, the head point passes on the outside of that head, and that gets you to there where you've got the small loop and the big loop hooked again. And then next, you're going to take and you're going to pull the head from the one with the small loop. It's very important. The head, or the point from the one with the small loop, and you're going to bring it outside or to this side of the head on that one. And you're going to do that spin around, and that gets you to this point. Now you remember this from before too, where you have the two heads kind of locked there. And then this is that first move that we did, that weird kind of swim move spin. And so you're going to bring it by and you're going to spin them and then pull. So again, it's that turn while moving forward. And it gets you hooked there. And as much as that kind of seems easy, it took a heck of a time figuring that out. But that is your solution start to finish for NSP or Nail Super Plus. NSP and a variety of other puzzles from Claude Constantin are available at puzzlemaster.ca, and you'll find links to both in the description below. That wraps up today's video. Make sure to subscribe to the Puzzle Master YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a very puzzling week.